Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Crystal and we talk about home renovations and general life improvements around here. If that's something you're into, be sure to click subscribe and come back every Friday for new videos. Today's video, as much as I am posting this on Sunday, KPLC decided that we're not going to have electricity literally the entire week. I've gone, what is it, more than 72 hours of this week without power. It's a bit ridiculous. So yeah, we're pretending this actually went up on time on Friday because that is the new posting schedule. But I really wanted to come to you with an updated review of my dishwasher, which hopefully you can't hear running in the background because it's about to finish a cycle. But I realized that I only did an unboxing video of this dishwasher on my channel and I absolutely love it. I've had it for over a year and I do not regret not buying a more expensive one for no reason or a slightly bigger one, because mine comes with a basket for cutlery. There are some that have a whole rack, like a third rack for cutlery, and I don't regret not getting that. I thought about it a little bit after I'd gotten this one, but then I don't regret it. So for those of you who want like a summary of the review, a summary of the video, this is it. I absolutely love this dishwasher, cannot recommend it enough. Price has fluctuated so much, so I think I bought mine for like 45 or 47. I saw it went up to 52 because inflation. Apparently things are going up instead of going down. That beeping is what it sounds like when it has run a full cycle. So now you know, I'm keeping all of it in so that you can, because someone had asked me if it's very loud, so at least you can hear kind of the functional sounds as we're going. But yeah, it's gone up from 45 to 52, gone down to 47 on offer. Like, the price keeps fluctuating. I think the lowest I saw it was 42. So this is definitely something worth like bookmarking and revisiting until you're like ready to buy it, you know. But yeah, long story short, I definitely recommend the Ramtons dishwasher. Do I think a dishwasher that costs like 100,000 or 200,000 would do a better job with washing my dishes? Probably, but I don't think the price difference is worth it. So this video is going to talk about a couple of things that I did not mention in my initial unboxing. As long as that video was, I still didn't know everything about it. So I knew that it had a filter. I didn't understand the importance of cleaning that filter, and since posting that video, I've mentioned it in the comments when someone asks me, like, they got it and it works really well, like out of the box, but then eventually kind of stops working so fantastically. But it's because of the filter. You have to clean the filter, and I've realized you have to clean the filter basically every 2 or 3 uses, because from what I understand how this machine works, the water pools at the bottom of it and then it goes into the different jets to spray onto the dishes, right? So down there where it pools is where the filter is. So if your filter is dirty, then it's washing your dishes with dirty water. So your dishes will not come out looking clean, right? Or being clean, basically. So even with the hot water, hot dirty water does not disinfect your dishes, right? So yeah, washing, cleaning, taking out, cleaning, washing the filter regularly is definitely your key to getting clean dishes with this dishwasher. Took me a while to realize that. Even I started getting like a little dissatisfied with the way it was performing, because some dishes would be clean, some wouldn't be. But eventually I figured out if I remember to clean the filter every 2 or 3 uses, depending on how heavy the loads that I'm doing are, then I definitely get like closer to 90-95% performance out of this dishwasher. So I absolutely love that. In the round that I've done for this video specifically, I have included a mwiko for ugali, but the way that I work with this dishwasher also is that I don't wash dishes every day, right? So I don't wash dishes like, I don't load it up on the daily. Like, every time I have a dirty dish, I put it inside. Then when I'm ready to run it, I run it. What I do is that I keep my dirty dishes in the sink, so that as I'm washing my hands or I'm washing a cup or whatever, that water will go and soak into the dirt on the dishes, so that they don't like cake and crust over. And then I'm basically taking dishes that have the dirt falling off of them. So I like remove the dirt in the sink and then I put it in the dishwasher. You can just load the dishes directly into the dishwasher with all the crusty, musty dirt. So I have loaded a full ugali sufuria into the dishwasher and it has gotten clean. But I've noticed there is one very specific spot in the dishwasher that does like the most heaviest lifting, like heavy duty cleaning. And then the other parts are a bit more lightweight. So there are different programs that you can use with the dishwasher. So so I always use mine on the maximum program, just because even if it's just a cup, I definitely want it to be fully clean. So I rarely ever use like the 30-minute cycle, unless it's something that I don't really believe will get properly clean in the dishwasher. So I just want that dirt to like loosen and get off the pan, and then when the dishes are still hot, go in with a bit of soap, and it's super easy to clean. So that's what I mean when I say that a dishwasher that costs like 200,000, I probably would need to go through all these hoops and just throw it in and forget about it. But I don't think paying an extra 150,000 is worth it to me. So because, you know, like dishes is something you kind of feel embarrassed that you even like want to call there's mama fuas, there's no mama dishes, right? So like it's kind of something you're supposed to be, as a functional human, able to keep up with. But I really hate doing dishes. Like someone commented that it's literally one of the devil's chores, like the devil assigned that on himself, and I fully agree. I hate doing dishes, and I will shamelessly sit with them like in the sink for a minute. So that's why getting a dishwasher for me was very important. I'm not judging anyone who feels like the elbow grease is what makes you a woman. I fully appreciate that. I fully support that. Maybe the rest of us out here are just men, you know, men in disguise. But I love my dishwasher. I feel like that was the first thing I bought in this house, and it was definitely worth it. If I could go back and do it over again, it would still again be the first thing that I bought. So yeah, I've just shown you how this filter comes apart and comes back together. So once you take it apart, it will take a little bit of figuring out, because there is one side of that white filter thing with the hooks. That's the side that goes onto the base of the actual mesh filter, because it needs to hold on to the round thing that enters. Like it's a bit difficult to describe, so at least you've seen me taking it apart. You've seen how dirty that filter gets, because this dirt is literally after two heavy duty washes. So it did have like sufurias and plates and different things, so it was like a heavy soil load. But then imagine going 16 washes without washing your filter. I mean, your dishes are obviously not going to be coming out clean, and you're going to be like dissatisfied, you know? So yeah, you really do have to take the time to remember to clean that filter. Otherwise, you're not going to get good performance out of this machine, and you're going to start complaining. Another thing I'm going to mention is that those hands that shoot out the water, the bottom one does come out. I tried to remove the top one. It did not come out, but it also didn't look like it held as much dirt as the bottom one. So it is important to remember to regularly clean that one out. Also, if you want to get like a better cleaning result, obviously if you soak them in hot water before you wash them, that will probably give you a better result. I know that inside spirally thing kind of gave me a bit of trouble trying to get into all the nooks and crannies, and I don't have one of those tiny little brushes that I can get into it with. So yeah, it's just if I can get it 90% clean, then I'm satisfied, you know, because I'm cleaning it frequently, so no dirt will really build up into those tiny nooks and crannies that I can't reach. So my camera keeps going off. It's very frustrating. It's not mine, so I'm still figuring out how to use it. But basically I have filled the top rack as much as I can without overfilling it. Then with the bottom rack, I have added the cutlery holder, as well as put a little bit of liquid dish soap on the plate, because it was very oily, so I want to give it its best chance at getting clean. You don't necessarily need to do that, but I do add a little bit of soap, a little bit of extra soap, if I feel like the dishes are quite heavily soiled. So here you can see the dishes are not a lot that have gone into the dishwasher, but then you can see they are quite dirty, and this is part of why I let them sit in the sink for a while, because I don't immediately load the dishwasher, because I don't want them to dry and crust inside the dishwasher, whereas in the sink they do get a bit of water on them. So I don't usually let the dirt like cake on. But even with a sufuria ugali, this corner is the side that gets the most pressure, the most water, the most like the heaviest soiled sufurias I usually put in this corner, and they do usually get clean, even the ugali ones. So if you're afraid that this thing won't help you scrub ugali sufurias, it definitely will. A few things, like it cleans, like I mentioned in the unboxing, it cleans 85% of the dishes, so you might find one or two that still need a bit of hand washing to help, but the rest of them come out sparkling clean. So again, when I feel like the dishes are either a lot or very dirty, I add a bit of liquid dish soap inside the soap compartment. If you put in too much, it will bubble, and then you'll get the error that it's too much soap inside the dispenser and it needs like to go off, so the soap, the bubbles, so that the suds, like the bubbles, can reduce. So I don't put too much, just like 1 or 2 squirts of my bottle. But yeah, that is where the soap goes. Also, I noticed that if you feel like you need more soap to wash your dishes, you can also remove an extra tablet and just throw it in, because once this thing opens up, it just drops it into the bucket. It drops it near the filter there, so you can just toss a second one in and it will help clean them extra. But if you don't want to waste a whole tablet because the dishes aren't really that dirty, especially this time, then it's easier to just add a little bit of dish soap. So I just wanted to show you that this is what happens when you put in too much soap. You can see the actual soap dispenser hasn't even opened, but with all the soap that I put on that plate trying to get it clean, yeah, you can kind of hear it like gurgling a little bit versus the usual way that it works. So that's how I knew there was way too much soap in this. So when the soap becomes too much, it actually bubbles out of the machine and it stops, like it gives you an error and says I have to stop now. So you can hear the bubbles are actually kind of reducing, so they are making an effort to go away on their own. If the machine isn't able to continue due to the oversudding, then it will warn you and go off, and then you come and turn it on again, start the cycle over. But I just wanted to show you also that beep, is it telling you that it's paused in case you pause it and forget. But I just wanted to show you that super oily plate because it had been sitting in the sink and like the disposable oil, I guess, from just like normal cookings and whatever. But you can see the dish soap that I had put on the back of it and on the front of it has actually worked, and the plate is basically clean. But I am still going to leave it in for a full cycle because I do like the disinfecting effect of the heat on it. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that this is what happens when you try to help it out a bit too much. So hopefully I haven't interfered too much with the cycle and it can continue. Otherwise we'll have to start it over and hope for the best. So that's the sound that I mean, that's not a normal part of the operation. So it's kind of what it sounds like when it's struggling a little. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's the water cycling function happening. So I guess it has enough water to drain and continue. I am optimistic. So power has come back, so I am trying to get this video edited so I can get it up for you guys. But someone had asked me how loud is the dishwasher when it's running, so I thought I'd just give you a couple of seconds of silence so you can hear it. I am sitting in the sitting room. My kitchen is an open kitchen. The dishwasher is running right now, so you can listen. So as you can hear, it's not that loud, but it is noticeable in the house. I feel like once I put a kitchen island, then I'll have a bit more divide between the kitchen and the sitting room, so it wouldn't be quite as open. I don't want to show it to you because it's a little bit messy. I'll just give you a little glimpse so you can see it is completely open. But yeah, I think once I put in the island, the sound will be a bit more muffled. But even now, it's not like I take meetings while my dishwasher is running and I don't feel like it's interrupting them, right? So I feel like it's okay, like you can live with it. And also my washing machine is running, so a little bit of that sound that you're hearing is a washing machine going. So hopefully that answers that. So my dishwasher has finished running this particular load. It's not like a consistent load because power went off yesterday halfway through it, so I'm not really going to show you the dishes because I had to restart it this morning into like a shorter cycle. But I just wanted to show you one of the main things you're not supposed to do with your dishwasher is to put in wooden products. Now, does that stop me? No, it does not. But if you want your wooden things not to get spoiled, I would definitely advise not putting them in the dishwasher. Like these wooden things are glued together, it's the way they're constructed, so the hot water in the dishwasher melts the things holding it together and they kind of just start falling apart. So you can even see with my Mwiko here, sorry if things are like getting in and out of focus, but you can see with the Mwiko here, it's kind of starting to fall apart. But what I'm trying to do is to put them in to at least start getting clean, and then I remove them maybe like a quarter way or halfway through the process just to make it easier to clean them myself. But sometimes I just throw them in and forget about them. So yeah, I don't mind replacing these things ever so often, but if you have wooden things that you love, do not put them in the dishwasher. So the way I handle my dishwasher dishes is that I just leave them in here throughout the week and I pick out whatever I need to as the days are going by. So you can see like all my dishes are actually clean. Like this one was especially dirty and you can see absolutely spotless, but some things do need a bit more scrubbing. So like this cup is clean on the inside. Don't know if you can see that clearly, but on the outside it does need a little bit of help. So when I say that it washes dishes 80 to 90%, because every other thing in here is perfectly clean, like these had food in them and like oil in them and whatever, and you can see they actually are super clean. So I do trust the level of cleanliness that this dishwasher produces. I don't know if you had actually clearly seen how dirty this plate was. It was completely covered in like grease and a very thick layer of oil. It was super dirty. This black stuff is like soot that I touched it and I've been trying to wash it off, but it's not working. Another thing I've noticed with my plates is I think actually some of them are starting to melt a little. But again, it's worth it with the dishwasher, and I'm never going to hand wash these plates anyway, so I'm not going to stop using it because I'm concerned that my plates might not survive a year, you know? I mean, technically they have survived a year, they might not survive another year. Very happy with the way this dishwasher works. It does serve my needs absolutely perfectly, and I do recommend getting it at least as a helper in your house so that you don't always feel the need to be living in the sink, basically, right? So there's some things that you're going to have to hand wash, and there's some things that you're going to have to hand wash again, but at the same time it's still worth it, because if I can just wash one cup versus an entire load, especially now that my sink is already like coming up to being filled with dishes again, so in like 2 or 3 days I'll need to put them in here again. So I usually just use the cups and the plates and whatever out of here directly, and then when I need to load it is when I unload and put everything away. And I do tend to keep things quite close, so like my spoons and forks and whatever are here, my plates literally just one turn away. So yeah, I do tend to keep things a bit streamlined, and that is how I make this work. Oh, next thing that's very important, someone actually messaged me on Facebook and we talked about it, and dishwasher salt was on Jumia when we were talking about it, and I was like, you know, I don't really feel like it, maybe I'll think about it, because it was like a tiny little bag for 3,000, but that didn't feel worth it, right? And then when I started realizing that I killed my vacuum, right? The wet and dry one. I honestly don't think I can fault Ramtons for that thing dying, because I took out so many things in it just thinking they were unnecessary, and then the thing stopped working. So I feel like I did that to myself. So I didn't want to be in the same situation with this dishwasher. So I ended up really desperately looking for dishwasher salt. But by that time it was completely out of the market. But I feel like God's timing is just the best timing. So what I did was I didn't take any of those online suggestions, like put baking soda in your salt department or whatever, or I've seen people putting real salt, and that is just such a bad idea, like Himalayan salt or whatever. Like there's a specific reason dishwasher salt is formulated created for the dishwasher. So if you put other things in it, you will destroy your machine for no reason, right? Like you've already spent 40 something thousand on it. Why not just spend the 3,000 and be done with it, you know? So the time that I was finally ready to spend the money, it wasn't in the market. And then eventually, just thank God, honestly, because I kept every single month, I would make a point of going to Carrefour, whether it's a Rich or Village Market, or like I would drive all the way from here, from Mombasa Road, all the way there, just looking for dishwasher salt. Carrefour, Healthy You, Chandarana, like all of them, none of them had it, which was very frustrating. And then randomly, I found it in December. I've been looking since like July. In December, I finally found it. And not only did I find it, it's a Kenyan brand. So it's locally sourced, which means there's no international shipping costs, which means it's so much cheaper. So instead of paying, I think it was 3,000 bob or 5,000 bob, but found like a shop online that wanted to sell me, is it 1 or 2 kgs for 6,000 bob? I ended up paying 1 kg 286 shillings or something ridiculous. It was crazy. And I found 4 bottles, and I really wanted all of them because I had suffered looking for it. But I was like, you know, other people are probably also suffering looking for it. So I took 3 out of 4, which isn't very like socially responsible of me, but I really wanted that salt, right? And it's a good thing that I took 3 because the salt dispenser uses 1.5 kgs like at a go. So now I've loaded it, and I wasn't here in December really, but I have been using the dishwasher in January. It is now like the 6th or 5th of February, and the salt hasn't started like asking for a refill, right? So I think it's going pretty well, considering I don't use the dishwasher every day. I use it maybe twice a week, maybe thrice on a really heavy load week, but then yeah, that also includes weekends, right? So it's it's a bit of a balancing act, but I'm really glad that we have started locally producing this dishwasher salt. The brand looks like an old Kenyan brand. It doesn't look like something new and hip, so I am optimistic that this is just a brand that had gone out of market and is now back in market, and hopefully enough people have looked for it that it stays in business, right? For 200 bob versus 6,000 bob, that's freaking amazing. Yeah, I think that is all I wanted to tell you about the dishwasher. I do use the liquid something detergent, I don't know, I'll just put the name on the screen. I do use that, and I really like that, but I've never not used it, so I can't really tell you any difference that I'm seeing. So even with the salt, I do feel like instead of getting 80% performance out of this dishwasher, like with my dishes coming out 80% of the batch being fully clean and then like 20% needing a bit of help, I feel like maybe we're closer to 90%. So I do think the salt is actually having a better effect. But I'm also strategically adding in like a couple of squirts of liquid dish soap just to like help it out a little bit. Or if I feel like the dishes are quite soiled, then I'll throw in 2 tablets instead of 1. So it's all about finding a balance and like figuring out what you're comfortable with, how much you're willing to spend, because I was initially putting like baking soda and lots of liquid dish soap, and you can do that if you don't want to buy the tablets, but honestly the tablets are worth it because it's just, you know, just one less thing on your plate. And I feel like the liquid dish soap isn't really built to function with a dishwasher. So again, you don't want to spend 40,000 and then in an effort to save 1,500 shillings, because that's the price of that 40 tablets or something that lasts forever, you're damaging the machine. Like, it doesn't make sense, you know. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video here. I think I have talked more than enough in this video. I'll try to put timestamps if I have a way to chapter this out, but yeah, hopefully you found this helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you want other reviews on things that I have, because I realize that I actually do need to do an updated review on my fridge, especially now when Kenya Power decides we're not going to have power for 3 days straight and my food is still ridiculously fresh in the freezer, and I am so unbothered by that. But I keep seeing tweets, like messages, even internally in like the estate, that food is getting spoiled in the fridge. But it's like, I am so unbothered because this fridge is amazing. So I will be bringing an updated review on that too. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you have gotten the dishwasher and if you've been loving it, or if you have issues with it, because hopefully I give you like good, worthwhile working recommendations on this channel, you know. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.